Day 1395, the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Today is Purim, called Pashiyah the nice team low. We should be Zoichet that this learning should help Klal Yisrael. And we should be finished with Amalek in Gaza, Makshma, and Zircham as soon as possible. Today we're doing, although this is technically the Arukh HaShulchan Purim, but recording on Purim. So you're there, Simon Reish Nun Zion, Siv Dalet Yud. The Dalet. The Torah Kosav, I'll give you a Ramaz Elshon. The Torah writes as follows. You remember the word She'ain Tnai Moel Elok She'ain Ani. The tonight only works to keep it around until such time as you want it, as you want to use it, until only when they're not needed. On here, it's not clear. But Matzah tonight, furthermore, why do you need a condition? And below 8 of Chiyub. And we shouldn't call Aniyim team. Why do we need a stipulation if there's no Aniyim? You only have a Chiyub because there's Aniyim always present. So you obviously only Chayiv when the Aniyim come about. The second question is not difficult. Barbiano Das Rama already explained the opinion of the Rama is that flush of tzurich dami kum korbanos. You have to separate always, just like korbanos. V'zoshli gemar ein tzorich lafrish v'loka the gemar ein tzorich lafrish v'lokamar ein tzorich litain. That's why he's talking about whether to be mafresh, not whether to give, but set aside, not to give. Atul min nedim shitli dezerak korbanos. The Torah says obviously it's only about korbanos. Chenik shulav. That's he asked the question. Now kushas rishon avadei question. This first question is certainly difficult. Why do you need tonight if there's no anim? This is the question. What's bothering to is the Ram did not write about this condition when they're poor people around. As he wrote that he's making a condition that he's not going to stipulation not give him until he finds a poor person. So it sounds like where there are name around, it doesn't work. I'm saying the Ram is just writing what the normal thing would be because people don't make conditions when they're not even present. That's the base Yosef. Third Lamar case difficult to say that. That's the Brach and the Drisha. It's a question of those who wrote Shebemes. That's Ram McCain. That's in fact Pini Ramam. Lomahari tonight. The stipulation doesn't work. Sheyesh Aniyim when the appropriate round. But Lomahari tonight. But Kabbanos Achar Shalosh going. It's like stipulation doesn't work. Konos after the 3 Tovim pass. That's the Bach. Lonius Tatigam Bekorban Lomahari tonight. I don't know why by karma should tonight at work. Shia the law love you carbon after Shana. Take you pledge carbon, which you say you only going to bring after a year or two. I recall that it was just other mukfir suddenly door. Every net you make is based on your own intent and discretion. You know that tonight, if you make a conditional nether, it's obviously effective. You're listening actually to Dr. Divya Rambam. It seems more likely when we infer the words around properly. Shukasa writes that if he stipulates he doesn't have to give until he finds he's not going to give until he finds on he doesn't even doesn't have to separate. Ad kan l'shono, end quote. Pasim sinav sima frosha. You open with giving and end with separating. El drabus kamashma. So it's the chiddush here is the zemoil the moil tonight. Well, actually, the bus kamashma. You said the Moila tonight and the stipulation works is not a Kiddush, that's obvious. But to cheat to be only the convenience certainly a person can make a letter as he pleases. The Abusi, the who teach and sheep so ani. The Kiddush is he made a stipulation that he's not going to give until he finds a poor person. Yesh Lamar Kamanasa Shalite the Gaba Chipsoni. And it could be that it meant interpreted to mean that he's interpreted that he meant that he's not going to give the gabbai until he finds a poor person. But he's Yomer, and I would say, and it's from the Jewish, I guess, but he's Yomer, I would say, well, okay, he doesn't have to give, but he has to set it aside. Therefore, the Chiddush is, he doesn't even have to set aside. That's the Jewish as well. Yesh Shomer, Pashut, and those who say it's in a simple way, Dikshahit na Shalo Yitain, when he made the stipulation, won't give, we say he meant he's not going to set aside. Came they only me says no money whom he's going to give it. Albanish giving that for he certainly had a man mind not even to set it aside. That's the task. But the question more seems likely like we wrote. To keep him in the scene even had a mind to give Ein Tzorich Lafrish. He doesn't have said sorry. Then it tells us also that the condition works in terms of the gaboim. The stipulation doesn't only works for himself. Lo ladim shal gaboim, not for the halachos of gaboim. Tonight. I'm not sure what he means by that, to be honest. I really don't know what he means. That's lo ladim shal gaboim. I don't know what he means. Why shouldn't the gaboim be different? Anyway, works also for the gaboy. Hey, the primary lachas. The call means the name of tzedakah. 8 types of stipulation works with tzedakah. Shor sip gimel kasu divya Rambam again divya Torah and Sham writes Rambam and the Torah kasu loplike, and he means to say don't argue. The kliyam atzili mahani kol tonight. Any condition, everybody holds every condition works. Gamal achar shalosh regalim, even for after 3 regalim have passed. You don't have to prove suanim av shiyavu shalosh regalim, even if 3 regalim passed. But it's going first gamal achar shalosh regalim shit nastam. Doesn't mean explicitly that's after 3 regalim, but a generic condition. I feel like even to make a stipulation, there's time stella zuli tzedakah just made a netter. This cell should go to tzedakah, or I reality taints so tzedakah of lake anim. Or he said it's incumbent upon me to give a cell to tzedakah, and no anim present. And he's not compelled to pursue them. I feel even after 3 yom tovim. Says brackets came meshach meshach. Achadas Rambam kshoy tonight tzarich lafrish. According to Rambam, you didn't have a stipulation. You do have to set aside. Shema reality taints so tzedakah when he said. It's coming to me to give a sell if it's tzedakah. That's the Rashi traces over Shosh going I'm like anim. According to the Rashi traces over after 3 yom tovim, even there are no anim, which goes on the sifhav. Tov last no she has second son, so it's best to stipulate explicitly that you will do as you please. There Klal Kosa Rabbeinu Beisesis Yivdav Zel Shana in general the Beisesis writes Tzarich Lizar Meidor. Be careful not to make oaths. In poskim tzedakah, they stipulate they are determining how much tzedakah people should give. Tzarich l'sokim moem, and you have to come to some sort of agreement with them. Yom avli neder, lo neder. So you do not do it in a kalashon. Ifrat bizman hazeh, and especially in our day and age, b'chrech l'mar kein l'chol deyas, you have to say it's going there, but I feel that's social Torah. Ino tamidi kanim b'chol makom, because they can always find a niyim. B'chol makom, everywhere. V'over miyad b'al tachar, therefore you will violate b'al tachar immediately. So if you either say neder or last no shas or concern or stipulate you're going to do as you please. Vav, because Rama writes, salt tzedakah which you can give you out yourself. But if you pledge tzedakah in shul to give to the gabbai, or shai tzedakah sheshul to the gabbai, or any other type of tzedakah which is going to gabbai, ain't no verla afagav the yanim and you don't violate, even though there are aniyim present. And we can talk about gabbai, as the gabbai demands it from you. Also, then you violate immediately. You can't be aniyim with aniyim present. Then the gabbai will give them immediately. And you look gabbai, if because the gabbai doesn't know about your pledge, you have to let the gabbai know so he can demand it. When that which called aniyim are prevalent is only when there are aniyim to which you have to make a distribution. If they don't make immediate distributions to aniyim, these are not called aniyim are being prevalent. If a person says, I'm going to give tzedakah to so-and-so, he doesn't violate the prohibition until that specific ani comes. I've got the shanim tzim, even though the other aniyim who are present, end quote from the Ramah. Zayin, period verb. What he means to say, the avagav lichora yarag abayik aranim. It would seem that the hands of the official are like the hand of the aniyim. So if that's the case, just like when you made a net to give to poor people. But and the poor people you immediately so when you make a net to give to the gabe, and he knows that they're poor people. Should be required to give immediately below without the gabe making any demands. Then okay, it's not true. The cause match gabe ain't no as long as the gabe doesn't make a demand, ain't no tovo. Doesn't demand for him, ain't over name doesn't violate, even if a name are prevalent. That's when the guy knows about his netter. You gotta get the gabbai know about your netter. Made him a deal, and if you don't let him know, it's over miyak shishanim. You have to give it over to the gabbai. Like when you're going to die marv later, so you have to have somebody to remind you. So you want to be over. You have to tell the gabbai now to remind you when he decides it's time. If you made him a deal, if you don't let him know, it's over miyak shishanim. You immediately whenever they're not present. However, the opposite in contradistinction. It's also severity of the gabbai. The gabbai whenever the gabbai demands you payment, you have to pay him even if aniyim are not present. If you learn us on the gabbai, you don't give the gabbai over Baal Tacher, you violate Baal Tacher. But Tam, and the reason is Dulaya Tzor Gabbai Shachol Flatzmo Lachin. The gabbai has a cheshbon. He might have to pay obligations to others or to himself or to others. That's a shach. But if you know for sure, in that case, that the gabbai does not require money now. Like I need no poor people. There's no obligations, there's no debts. In that case, you won't be over when you don't give immediately. Where they matter. And even when there are poor people, but you know they're not distributing them immediately, ain't over, don't violate. Ches. Something that they made an edit to give the specific ani. Ain't over Chava ani. You don't violate until that specific ani comes. Even though other aniyim there. We don't say desertion other leploni ani, that which you took in the edit to give to so and so ani. Haisakam and also kshiyavam yad was your intent was when he comes immediately. Amiyachas man rav v'tein aniyim achem. But if he doesn't immediately give to other aniyim, ain't okay. Not true. If it takes a long time this ani to get here, you don't violate Baal Tacher. Like I said, say Keni Ler Kamanas, came my Kamash of Duk. That's a show that must be what he means. Because I'm going to bear kind of about the Baruch I writes, they had another Litan Laniyim, Mishi Yertze, where he took a net to give Tanim to whoever he wants. Over love laughter. Then you do violate immediately. He came Aniyim prevalent, they shall Litan them and he gives them. The Lona that Litan Lagabai, she ain't over Archie Beno Gabai. He didn't take a net to give to the Gabe, in which case you don't violate until the Gabe demands it. Then I can't say, and he wrote to me, you can't say, well, I made a net to give to whoever I want. I don't want to give to these guys. I want to give to other people. He can't start to look at home. Then he'll always give himself off for hook. I can't show him. Come on, meaning, what he meant was clearly that he was going to give immediately to whoever he wants, but immediately. Unfortunately, every specifies says I'm only going to give it to aniyim who are appropriate, and when I find them, ain't over al achim tzagunim. You don't not over until you find appropriate aniyim. But then, of course, Baruch Hu knows if you're for real or for not. Test. Gabbai tzedakah Hashem shetichim lizar l'seis shemayim. Just like Gabbai tzedakah, be careful to fulfill his obligations towards Hashem. Kach tzedakah lizar l'seis brios. That fulfill the obligation towards people as well. You see, v'yisim mekim Hashem yisrael. You have to be clean vis-a-vis Hashem, vis-a-vis the Jews. Kashu chacham chacham teaches Gabbai tzedakah shulchin l'kbal tzedakah. The tzedakah collectors when they collect tzedakah and Mashiach froze him. He said they can't separate from each other. The Chashak is suspicion. Shlomo Zeh Govei Yichidi died to know. People would say, "Oh, this guy is coming back on his own. He must have a mind to steal it." One could go to the gate, one could go to the store. Zelik Bus Shashar. This one to collect from the people sitting at the gate. Zegos Yeshachanus. This one to collect from the people sitting in the store. Vachi Ushtain Kech as long as they can see each other. Gamatza Mos Bashuk. If you find money in the marketplace, Haim Shalo. They're yours. Av Shalach Beis Tzedakah, even though you're on a tzedakah mission. But don't put them in your own pocket in the marketplace. People shouldn't say most who know to send them sucker money for himself. Unless the Hanukkah should stock and put him into the stocker wallet. So when you come home, you land there, you can take him. Goes on saying this is true about by Mitzia. But even if you were owed money by a friend, and your friend pays back in the marketplace, everybody sees. He's paying you back. So nevertheless, don't put them into your own wallet. And you should talk about the stock wallet. So you claim when you get home. You take them for yourself. You would collect a lot of money to give to aniyim, but no poor people around. You can't leave the prutas around. Because they get rusty. Your scalp will get ruined. You have to exchange them for coins of silver and gold, which don't get rusty. so they should make the change by other people. Very important. That's why they shouldn't make the change, do the exchange on their own. Yeah, chashak is suspicion. Hey, gabay tamkli. So too a gabay of a soup kitchen. Chain lam aniyim l'chalik. They have no poor people to distribute. They got to sell the food for the day. They sell to other people. Not themselves. When you come to count stock money, don't count them 2 by 2. But 1 by 1. Shouldn't suspect you're taking one and leaving one. The English can't ask. Ikadin zeh on this on the primary halach here. The minimum so parak basic bomas says in the second parak bomas the trey lochashi. The 2 people are not suspect. The bracket says here in Jam Rashi, you go for the trade nami lochashide. The guy by tztaka reim time. The guy by tztaka 2. So the guy making lochashide. Certainly according to the primary halach, not suspect. They see chasabrias, but because people are schmooze. So going to after this itself from suspicion. And this came b'chulin. It says explicitly chulin mental. They can actually take themselves, but you have to distance yourself from something which may turn out to look ugly to other people, even if it's unwarranted.